What's it like playing golf with the TaylorMade P760 and the Mizuno JPX 919 Tour? Let's do it, and let's do it now. Hi everyone, James Robinson here. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you check me out on Twitter, and make sure you check out my Instagram. Hit the thumbs up button if you're enjoying the content, and as always, I want you guys to comment below. In this video, I want you to comment, what do you think makes a good player's iron? Now let's get back to this video, playing golf with the TaylorMade P760 and the Mizuno JPX 919 Tour irons. So in this video, I'm putting the TaylorMade P760 head to head against the Mizuno JPX 919 Tour irons. I'm going to hit plenty of irons off tees. I've got a split set. I have 4 iron, 6 iron, 8 iron wedge in the P760, and I have the alternate in the Mizuno JPX 919s. I'm going to try and hit as many different clubs as I can. I hit a 4 iron off that tee there, par 5. It should leave me with another long iron in, hopefully a 5 iron of the Mizuno, so we can start to compare. Pretty good planning there, although we have missed the fairway. I've got about 210, 215 yards in, downwind, downhill. I'm going to hit the Mizuno JPX 919 5 iron, and that is the last time in this video I'm going to refer to it as the JPX 919 5 iron, because it's a mouthful. That should be very, very good. Now, what is different between the Mizuno and the TaylorMade? Let's have a chat. So if you watch my channel often, you'll know that I review both of these clubs, and I love both of these clubs. At the moment, I'm gaming the JPX 919 Tour irons, and they feel fantastic. This may be a spoiler for you, but the Mizuno feels softer than the TaylorMade. Done, set in stone. The Mizuno is probably the softest feeling iron I think I've ever hit. It feels fantastic. But forgiveness wise, the P760, I don't know, we're early on in the review. I'm jumping the gun because I've already reviewed them. I haven't compared them yet. At the P760 4 iron off this tee, struck it well, it turned over a little bit. There is quite a lot of offset on those long irons. I hit the Mizuno 5 iron into the green here, and we've got what looks to be about 20 feet for eagle. Let's see if we can have a little bit of a combined hybrid TaylorMade Mizuno followed by ping putter eagle to start the day, shall we? So I'm curious, what do we think makes a player's iron? Because although these irons are blades, they still have a little bit of help. The Mizuno has the stability frame, can't say that this morning, and the TaylorMade has the speed foam and the offset. And both these set of clubs have a predecessor lower in the ranks. The TaylorMade has the P730 and the Mizuno has the MP18, both which are bladed clubs. So are these really players' irons? I think we're now coming into a time where even players don't want players' irons. I've traditionally always used blade clubs, but every time I've then used them in competition, I've always thought, why on earth are you using these things? 193, not a lot of wind. This is another time for Mizuno 5 iron to shine. Let's see how it goes. Tiny bit heavy in the left-hand bunker, not a great strike, but not terrible. This is a player's iron, isn't it? It would be really interesting to see if I struck the P760 heavy, if it would still do the same. I'm a massive believer that if you strike it heavy, you strike it thin, these things can't really help you that much. Be it an AP1, be it an AP2, be it a CB, be it an MB, be it a TMB. I don't know why I went into my Titleist frame of mind there. Let's carry on. Lofts of these two clubs are pretty similar. They are fairly true. The TaylorMade is a little bit stronger because TaylorMade always want to try and squeeze that extra bit of yardage out for you, don't they? That's always been TaylorMade's mantra for me. We go the furthest. And that's not a bad thing if you consider the weighting in the head, the speed foam, all the different things. Maybe the loft has to be a little bit stronger to get the ball flight that people want. But then again, what do people want? These are players' irons. Do players want forgiveness? Do you want workability? Do you want to just hit a low bullet? Do you want to be able to tweak the trajectory? That was a little bit heavy-handed, wasn't it? For me, a player's iron is all about workability. It's all about being able to start it at that tree on the right, finish at the, well, I was going to say tree on the left, but finish at the flag and see that ball move in the air exactly how you wanted it to. Do both these irons have that? For me, yes they do. I can stand there on a range, I can shape the P760, I can shape the Mizuno, not a problem at all. So what is the difference? One big difference that you will see with these irons is the finish. The TaylorMade comes in the chrome finish, whereas the Mizuno comes in almost like a brushed satin. For me, I think they both look great, I can play both of them. If you matched up the Mizuno with a KBS C-taper shaft, I can imagine that would look absolutely fantastic. But be aware, I think the Mizunos will mark up a lot quicker than a chrome club such as the P760. You see, what this video is not a dry ball test. It is not stood on the range smashing loads of balls, seeing what the numbers do, because to me that's abstract reality. That's not real. This is real. This is out on the golf course. I'm on a par 5, I'm into the wind, I'm testing irons for you. I'm going to hit the P764 iron off this tee, leave myself a long way in. I may hit this one again, I may hit the Mizuno. I'm probably going to hit the Mizuno because I'm trying to compare them for you, and I want to see how I cope out here in the field. Like there, for instance, we're into a bit of wind. I've tried to flight that down. I only decided I was going to try and flight it down when I put the ball down on the ground to hit it and realised I was into the wind. Would you do that on the range? Would you just hit it? And one thing I'm noticing, definitely with the P760 out here on the golf course, is the long irons, I tend to hit that a little bit left. And looking at them with the offset on them, I know a few people who've done reviews, I'll mention no names, have said they really dislike the offset on them with it being a player's iron. And to be honest, I'm really not sure if the P760 is a player's iron. I know that's what they're branding it as, and I know McIlroy and Jason Day used their Instagram stories to give us all a sneak peek. But I don't see those two players using these golf clubs. I see them using the blades, I see them using the P730s with their own name on them to get people hyped up. And it all boils back to the word tour, the most overused word in golf. Companies put the word tour on things to make people want things, to make you guys buy things and me buy things. But why? We're not on tour. Hence the name of the Mizuno JPX 919 Tour iron. As soon as you release an iron called the Tour, people lose their mind. So now I've hit the 4-iron off the tee for safety. I tried to keep it low, it's gone left. Never liked the look of that shot really. The wind is off the right and into as well. I'm going to hit a short iron to get myself out of this rough. This is the P768 iron. Let's see if I can find a fairway with an 8-iron. The lie doesn't look great though. Oh yeah. I could really feel the club helping me work through the rough there and get the strike that I wanted to get the distance to get out of the rough. And that's definitely a point considering. If I'm not too sure on my ball striking for the day, or if I'm going to hit it in the rough a lot, this thing's definitely going to help me more than the Mizuno. Just looking down at it, the top line's thicker, it just screams a little bit more forgiveness. Whew, we're making tough work of this hole. We've still got about 230 yards left in and we are uphill into the wind. I don't think I can get there with an iron, and that's what this video is about. So I'm going to hit a JPX 919 9-iron, see how far up I can get into the wind and what it leaves me. That felt glorious. Definitely able to flight this down better. Definitely more workable than the TaylorMade. Is it more of a player's iron than the TaylorMade? Well, it does say Tour on it, doesn't it? Come on. And I don't want anyone to think that this video is to slag off one or the other, because to be honest, the whole reason I'm making this video is because I enjoy hitting both clubs so much. I could quite happily use both these clubs in my bag, no problem at all. The one thing that probably puts me off has to be the price of the TaylorMade. It's like £500 more than the Mizuno. And yes, you could say it has the speed foam in it, yes, you could say there's more technology gone into it. But £500 is a lot of money, isn't it? And you may get them cheaper for that, it depends where you go, but for me, I'm not jumping to any conclusions. Let's play some more shots. 135 yards left, still uphill, still into the wind. The way I've played this hole has panned out perfectly for what I'm trying to do. I'm going to hit the 8-iron, it's a P760. Let's see if I can flight this down as well as I did the 9-iron in the previous shot. Oh wow. I take it all back. I take it all back. I flighted that 8-iron exactly how I wanted to. That was perfect. One thing's for sure, guys, if you're going to buy either of these two irons for 2019, you're sure as hell not going to be disappointed. So what are everyone's thoughts so far? We're running out of time, and to be honest, we're running out of weather. I've hit plenty of irons now for me to have in my head what I think is a conclusion, but comment below, what do you think? Does the price just completely take the TaylorMade out of the running? I know previous comments on previous reviews of that club that I've done, some people have said, great club, looks fantastic, but far too expensive. I'll tell you one thing, guys, as well. If I can hole this 30-foot putt, that's going to be the best par 5 on this hole I think I've ever seen. Didn't want to spend too much time on the putt there. We are fast running out of time. Let's hit a few more shots on the next hole, then we're going to have a roundup. So what do you guys think? Before I give my conclusion, comment below. What do you think? Is one more a player's iron than the other? Like I said, they both kind of have an understudy there in the bladed form. And I don't think that's any mistake. Part of my conclusion before I hit these last shots has to be, I'm not sure if any of these clubs are players' irons. Not really. I think they call them players' irons for us guys to feel better so we can use them. The stability frame, the speed foam, the lofts, none of that screams players' iron, does it? Okay, that wind's really picking up now. We've got about 200 yards in, downhill, and we're going to do a bit of a test to finish on. I'm going to go Mizuno JPX 919 5-iron and TaylorMade P760 6-iron with speed foam. Let's do it. Now, aside from the obvious differences here, the chrome finish, the satin finish, the speed foam, the stability frame, the price, what is the real difference? I don't really see one. I think the P760 is definitely that little bit more forgiving. The top line is thicker. It offers you that little bit more confidence down at the ball. But apart from that, they're both fantastic irons. Like I said, if you go for either of them, you're going to be happy. You're not going to be left disappointed as long as you get fitted for the right shaft, the right lie angle, the right grip, the right everything. Those two shots that I just hit there, yes, they were different clubs. The 5-iron's gone further than the 6-iron. But for me, this has been a really good way of testing irons. Would any of you get out here, take half sets? I know it's sometimes difficult if you don't have access to them, but would you take half sets out on the golf course and try and feel your way around the golf course with the irons before you buy them? It's so important, like I said right at the start of the video, not to just go and get dry ball data on a driving range and go ahead and buy them. Guys, I've been James Robinson, I'm here at Huddersfield Golf Club. Like we said at the beginning of the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you follow me on Twitter, make sure you follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you soon.